Thank you for tuning in, folks, and watching this on the replay. If you're doing that, hit that thumbs up. As you can see, it is a live edition. Out in the rain, chilling in the rain. If it gets too wild, take this motherfucker inside the Double RT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr.A. We're gonna be doing some weekly news. Definitely talking about a few fights, but the biggest fight over the weekend is the Caleb Plant defeating Jose Uzxatequi. Chalk that one up for the good guys over here on the Double RT Boxing Show. Although the fight prediction was pretty much on point for point, which we discussed, except for the 11th round knockout. We'll get more into that. So we're going to do some weekly news, what that does for the 168 division. So, again, before we get into the weekly news recaps, new viewers, thank you for giving this show a chance, for somehow stumbling upon it. And if you are a new viewer, I hope you're entertained, become a new subscriber. Subscribers already subscribed, hit that thumbs up, support your show, and let's talk some boxing right here on the Double RT Boxing Show. It is ready to talk that boxing. The first weekly news that I would like to discuss, to me, it's the discussion of Jeff Horn. Now, closing out season 2 right here on the Double RT Boxing Show, we were talking big on Jeff Horn. Not like numerous weeks of big, but that he was the hidden gem money fight for people. Once he was going up to fight Mundine, that was a big money fight for him. Now that made him an even bigger star in Australia. And all the Americans and people who are 154 champions who can't get a fight because they're tied up, I was saying that's who they need to go after. Go after Jeff Horn. Fuck it. Even fight him in Australia. In the rules, if you're a champion and you travel, you make more money. So if you're going to make more money fighting Jeff Horn in Australia, get more of the purse by rules because you're a traveling champ. Fuck it. Get paid, So I always thought Jamel Charlo should go fight Jeff Horn. I didn't count on him losing to Harrison. I don't think anyone did. So I'm okay. Jared Hurd got one more fight in him. He's gonna fight J-Rock. That's tied up in that division. Lara's fighting Castellano. That was tied up in that division. So Kell Brook could either or Jamel Charlo could either fight Sorrow, but Sorrow's not. Sorrow's like a good high-ranked name that's boxing circle worthy. Or if it's boxing's a business, like they all say, I was like, Jamel Charlo should fight Jeff Horn, but no one. He lost his fight. Now he needs a rematch. And with Americon going towards Crawford, which is a no-brainer, Jeff Horn, being the money man he is, taking his time, like, okay, I could find options. I could chill in at 160, fight a domestic local in Australia, get a little wallet money, or get serious with the weight and get a name out there. And who comes calling, knocking on his door? Kell Brook. Now for Kell Brook, I don't know how this looks for him, but for Jeff Horn, this is a great resume fight. Great. We're going to look at the rankings because I know Jeff Horn is not ranked at the super welterweights. But we'll see if they got Kell Brook. Yeah, there it is right there. According to the boxing scenes. So IBF, Kell Brook is number 4. Jeff Horn's number 7. Okay. IBF middleweight, super welterweight, junior middleweight. Jeff Horn is up there. I didn't know if they had Jeff Horn in the limbo since he did that 160 fight. No, he's number 11 by the WBA. Brook is number 1. IBF, Brook's number 4. Horn's number 7. And WBO, Brook is number 4. Now, being that Kell Brook is with Eddie Hearn. Oh, the one viewers, thank you for joining. Hope you hit that thumbs up. We're talking Kell Brook and Jeff Horn noise, if you haven't figured that out yet. But going a little sidetrack, since Kell Brook is with Eddie Hearn and he's on the zone, can you imagine if, say the zone somehow could enforce what matches they want if they had that type of voice over the money? Say that, like, hey, you know what? At 154, we want to see Jaime Munguia versus Kell Brook. Can you imagine what Jaime Munguia would do to Kell Brook? Kell Brook will probably be sticking his own for the first couple rounds. Kell Brook will box his ass off for a while. But once he starts getting hit and tagged, and Jaime Munguia is going to bring that pressure. If Kell Brook don't surprisingly just beat him down, but Jaime Munguia is a big motherfucker, so I think Jaime Munguia will crush Kell Brook, especially right now, the way Kell Brook's been looking. But let's backpedal back to what we were talking about. The weekly news, Kell Brook, Eddie Hearn reached out to Jeff Horn. And like I said, it is a ranked fight. It's a weird one for Kell Brook, but at the same time, it's that money one. Like I said, fighting at number 11 usually don't make sense. But when number 11 could bring in some money, and considering this is in the UK, and I don't think Kell Brook could have got any American name to go over there, because you figure J-Rock is number 1 with the BC. He's fighting Hurd. Number 2 is Kell Brook. Number 3 is Sergio Garcia. And now Sergio Garcia, we will take a side break to talk about. We will talk about that fight next. We're going to talk about Sergio Garcia. We're going to talk about him because that dude has a fight coming up. Uzxatequi, the guy who fought Jacobs, we don't know what happened to him. He got that chance to fight Jacobs and he just disappeared. Harrison's with the fucking Charlo rematch. Lubin's getting his shot. Trout commentating. We can just stop there. We don't got to worry about 8. Vidu, Texera, Garcia, and all them. Brook and number 2 is Lara for the WBA. 3 is Charlo. Williams 4. Adames is coming up on the Bryant Jennings undercard on the 18th. I can't pronounce number 6's name. Aram Kanyar. Thumbs up for trying on that one. We can stop on that. All right, so there is really no name out there for Kell Brook. We could just keep calling them off like we know who they are, but really, like back to the drawing board and learning right here on the RRT Boxing Show. We'll learn these boxers together. So that is a good news. Kell Brook taking the money fight. I still think if Kell Brook traveled to Australia, he'll make more money. Because I think they'll get more people in a stadium down in Australia watching Jeff Horn. Because to me, this fight, I think it's a good fight, size-wise, style-wise. I think Kell Brook, I don't know if it's all the weight cutting, or was he on a PED, was he on something? I don't know. But it seems he's just not quite the same. Maybe he's at the tail end of his career. But I got a good feeling that Jeff Horn and Kell Brook is going to be a nice boxing fan friendly. It's not going to be a slugfest fight, but a boxing fan. I think we'll give kudos to this fight. And like I said, for Jeff Horn's resume, it's a good ass fight. For Kell Brook to fight in Jeff Horn, it sounds weird, but Jeff Horn fighting Kell Brook sounds a lot better. That being said, that is a weekly news. Now, another one we're going to talk about is the return of Guillermo Rigondeaux. And like I said, right here on the RRT Boxing Show, we discussed it. Guillermo Rigondeaux, who was going to show up? Did we get to see much of Rigondeaux, considering it was on the Fox Sports 1 undercard? Not much is shown for the knockout before the bell, which, by the way, And it's early. It's early, folks. I understand. I understand. Mr. A understand. It is early in 2019. But the way we got to do it so we have a good assessment at the award show, that is your front runner for knockout of the year. Guillermo Rigondeaux, before the bell, knocking out Giovanni Delgado. You know, like I said, it's beginning of the year competition, opponent. We get it, we get it. But we got knockout of the year, Guillermo Rigondeaux. Now, as far as the victory, they're coming out and they're saying we fight anyone at 122, 126. I said, that's not good. You know, you can't say we'll fight anyone. At this point, his stage, they need to say we want to fight so and so. Because right now, Rigondeaux still has the fan base to question, you know, still ride a little bit. Like, what does he have left? They're going to give him that pass of the Lomachenko. Like, oh, you know what? Lomachenko was big as fuck on you. So at the featherweight, we discussed who he on the segment. Mr.A starts 3, episode 3, Guillermo Rigon, who we discussed the fight out there. Of course, is always the one that he got ducked. You know, Leo Santa Cruz, and I'm a big old Leo Santa Cruz fan. He demanded the money. He did the money route. The fight never happened. Now, right now, the fight could happen. PBC. To me, it'll be a better fight now for us fans with Gary Russell. Rigondeaux might make more money with the Hispanic and the Cuban in Los Angeles with Leo Santa Cruz, but boxing fans and credentials and all that stuff, Gary Russell, who only fights once a year, so you might as well get a Guillermo Rigondeaux on your resume. That'd be a good ass fight. So at 126, when they're saying we'll fight anyone, call out a name, man. And at 122, like I said, what is he really gonna do at 120? Unless it's just like a promoters type. You know how they got weaving rooms. They weave stories together. Because he's not gonna Rigondeaux he's not gonna get no fights at super bantamweight at 122 with networks and all that shit. And we discussed it. We'll go over it quickly again. Ray Vargas, the WBC, Daniel Roman, Dahoney IBF, and Naverte is the WBO. And you figure Roman and Dahoney, the WBA IBF, they're on the zone. So Rigondeaux with PBC is not going to fight on the zone unless the zone's willing to pay a shit. Are they really going to pay money to get Rigondeaux on there? Probably not. Vargas with Golden Boy on the zone, or at least some type of tie-in, like a co-promoted, I believe, with that one. So that, to me, Rigondeaux is either going to fight with Josh Warrington and Kid Galahad. That fight's going to first bid, which is going to be interesting. That's going to be really, really interesting. I can't wait. We'll dive off into that fight as well. And the WBO, Oscar Valdez, Carl Frampton. Where can Rigondeaux go? Like I said, all these fighters, Frampton, Valdez, I don't know about Valdez, but Frampton, Quigg, Leo, they all ducked him from like bantamweights and super bantamweights earlier weight class. Now if they're catching up to him again, maybe take him out while he's older. Me, myself, I would like to see a Rigondeaux fight Gary Russell. If it ain't going to be Gary Russell, I'll throw it out there, and I doubt if it happens, but just right here on RRT Boxing Show, talking boxers, who I'm definitely going to call out there. Oh, we got more joining the house. If you just joined in and you just wondering what I'm talking about, we're talking weekly news. We discussed Brook versus Horn, and now we're talking to Guillermo Rigondeaux, his comeback, his little knockout, which is early in the year, knockout of the year so far. That's what we're giving it to. 2019, Guillermo Rigondeaux knocking out Giovanni Delgado, knockout of the year. And we're just saying how we don't like his trainer saying we'll fight anyone. You got to call out people specifically this late in your career. Called out Lomachenko. People went with it. Like I said, call out Gary Russell. Of course, he's going to call out Leo Santa Cruz. I think he makes more money. But go out with Gary Russell. And if that's not going to happen, just for right here, my sakes, for the RRT Boxing Show, Mr. A, fuck it. Satoshi Shizumui. Shimizu, number 3, the IBF. Tall, lanky, interesting fight. They're both Olympian pedigrees. They're both elders, in the game, like 39 and 32 or something like that, or 33. So that'd be an interesting fight. But moving on, so that's what we talked about. Can't believe that Guillermo Rigondeaux is back with comes back with the knockout of the year, and Jeff Horn, of all people who's going to cash in on the Jeff Horn money fight, is Kell Brook. There was something else we were going to talk about. There was something else. Where is it at, folks? There's something I wanted to discuss. Oh, yes. Right here on the RRT Boxing Show. Right back to where we were. The featherweights. The featherweights. Now, being that we got Shakur Stevenson, that's what I wanted to talk about. Since he's coming up on the Brian Jennings undercard. Again, he's in this class with Gary Russell, Guillermo Rigondeaux, Leo Santa Cruz. Now, he himself, he's saying he's ready for Josh Warrington right now. Right now, I'm ready for Josh. Again, Josh Warrington, that fight is not happening because the Kid Gallahan fight is going to the first bit. But is Shakur Stevenson, is that style ready for Warrington right now? That'd be a hell of a fight. Tess Warrington, I believe, if you weren't already just a Leeds, I think that's his area, let me know if that's where he is from, Leeds. I would think so. Now, well, I think he's making fans of just anyone who's stumbling across Josh Warren. That's what I was going to say. Does Stevenson look like he's ready for that pressure style, to keep it on him, keep it off him? Because I definitely do think Stevenson could make some noise in the featherweight division at 2019. But you figure the only one he's really ranked in, is surprisingly though, is the IBF, which is very, very surprising. I think he could beat Luis LeBron. I forgot who just beat him, but we researched him and we saw the fight right here on the RRT Boxing Show. Okay, this is a good fight right here. And it's an interesting opponent. Mark Maceo out of the Philippines. He's a very rough and rugged. He's dependent on his power. A good left hook to the body. Right, an overhand right. At number 1 in the featherweights, is he quite ready? Mark Maceo is he with ALL? I'm not too sure, but are they going to hold him back? Are they going to stall that out? Or are they going to try and cash that in? Is Mark Maceo ready for Gary Russell? That's it. Can Shakur, like I said, I think Shakur might be able to take a fighter like Mark Maceo, a Joseph Diaz, who's ranked number 2. Fast hands, but do they have the feet to stick up with Shakur? That's the WBC. At number 2, in the WBA, we got the Cantu. He's fighting Rojas coming up soon. That's going to be an interesting fight for the regular WBA. Get Genesis Savante, Jack Tapora. I like him. He's not like he's super fantastic, but I think he could give someone some tough moments. He got the long, he got the height, he got the reach, got the jab, could get the body hooks. So that'd be an interesting fight. See, I think Shakur will have to use his speed on Jack. I don't think he'd be able to bang with Jack. Cantu, I think Shakur will be able to distance him. Again, this is the guy, like, when you watch boxing and you say, like, oh, who do you like? I don't have a favorite fighter. I like so-and-so boxers. I do have a favorite fighter right here on the RRT Boxing Show. Mr. A's favorite fighter. If you know who Mr. A's favorite fighter is, hit that thumbs up. And if you don't know, it is Slandy Lara. That is my favorite fighter. He's on the tail end of his career. You know, he's been very entertaining. So one day I'll do a nice little show on Slandy Lara because I know he gets a lot of shit for his fight selections. But we will say why it was A-OK for Slandy Lara and all his fight selections. But back to what we're talking about, featherweights. If you don't have a favorite fighter, you go, okay, you want to start to learn a fighter in each division. That's kind of what I do since I am a fan just like you and I created the show a year and a half ago. Featherweights. Besides the names, you know, Josh Warrington, like I said, didn't know who he was, discovered him on the show, quickly become a fan of Josh Warrington. But someone I did discover on the show, followed him along, and now, you know, he's been on the show about 4 times. Again, Satoshi Shimizu. I like the dude out of Japan. He's tall, he's lanky, he's one of those fighters who just, they fight slow and they seem like they punch slow and they don't hurt. Kind of like Lennox Lewis used to just slow the pace down. You could tell when Lennox Lewis do a cracker, but Shimizu seems to fight the same way. Just slow motion, death-defying hammer shots, dude. And before you know it, his opponents just be falling on the ground, and he gets hit because he's a tall, stiff tree, you know. So it'd be nice, at least for me, Mr. A boxing fan. You know, it'd be one of those fights where like, oh, I don't want to see it because I don't want these guys to lose. You know, I have those boxing fan emotions to the fight, but overall, I think it'd be a hella fight, featherweight fight. Shimizu and Shakur. And who else is out there for Shakur? Like I said, I think he got the feet and the hand speed to beat a Joseph Diaz. And we don't even know what kind of weight Joseph Diaz could make anymore. And then, and that being said, we move on to Kid Gallahan. So the featherweights, this could be a good ass year. 2019 could be a good year. So if you're not quite into the featherweight division, or you only know Leo Santa Cruz or Josh Warrington, Carl Frampton, this could be a good year for the featherweight. That's Oscar Valdez is coming back from his broken jaw. I believe he's also on. So that Brian Jennings card is a pretty stacked card. It's all ranked fighters, and somewhat, I want to say, except for the Brian Jennings, it's a pretty much a tough spot. I won't say showcase fight, but it's definitely it's favorable for the A side. You got Shakur Stevenson fighting, I think Jesse Rosales out of the Philippines, I believe. He's a gamer, but Shakur should be able to break him down, use his speed, body shot him, show that new side of aggressiveness he's been working on. Do with that. And then, like I said, you got Oscar Valdez coming back from his broken jaw. Forgot who he's fighting, but you know damn well, champion, first fight back from a broken jaw. They're not going to throw him in with no damn banger, you know. So that should be a nice toss-up. This is a RRT Boxing Show. We're on the outside. I don't know if it's, you guys can hear me, but, you know, it's raining, so we decided to chill out here, you know, talk about hot shit and cool off, because if we don't, the show will fucking set the world on fire. Dragging on the net. Remember that shit at Twitter at the RRTB Show. Dragging on the net. That's why we out in the rain, cooling this hot ass show down, because we just spit that hot shit, you know. Josh Warrington, again, featherweight. Sorry about this, folks. Sorry, featherweights, man. Hot boxing talk, the RRT Boxing Show. Josh Warrington, Kid Gallahan. Kid Gallahan, again, if you've been following the show, you know Mr. A's been like, okay, I need to be shown, Gallahan. I need to be shown. I heard your names. I followed you. I see you got fast hands. I see you got clean feet. You know, you got good combinations, but I'm not quite seeing it. He did prove me wrong against Toka Clary. That was good. But it was enough to make me say, hey, he's got Warrington. I don't know. Warrington, I would say boxing skill wise, I will actually say Warrington's pretty damn good. I say I'm going to give him at worst a B minus, because even though he has forward aggression and the pressure he puts on you, he does it with proper distance. He does it behind the jab, a mixture of up and down selections of punches. He's one of the better pressure fighters I've seen. Like I said, I'm a Leo Santa Cruz fan, and I think that's a tough ass fight for Leo. Josh Warrington, just for the fact that he can go up and down selection with his exchanges. Leo Santa Cruz, he's gonna bomb and bomb and bomb. Josh Warrington, he's a fuck. You want to bomb? We can bomb. But I think Warrington is better at up and down bombing, while Leo Santa Cruz is just a headhunting bomber. You know, to me, Leo Santa Cruz body selections are like at a set moment. You know, they're not too combination with his. Leo's not too combination. He doesn't apply combination of body shots too much. But Warrington, to me, mixes his body attack in combinations better than Leo. So I think in exchange, I think Warrington might fucking rock and whatnot. I won't be surprised if he even stops Leo Santa Cruz. Definitely knocks him down. You know, in exchange, like I said, that's a good ass fight. It's another one of those fights as a fan, like, I don't want to watch it, but you know, as a boxing fan, you're like, fuck, put that shit in the ring, you know. Again, so back to Warrington and Kid Gallahan. You know, we just went off stage talking about a unification. It's the Ready Talk Boxing Show. You never know what boxing banner we talking about. You know, hit that thumbs up for that boxing talk. Why? Because you're ready, I'm ready. Talk that boxing. The Ready Talk Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr.A. Out in the rain, but not getting wet. Just cooling off because we're speaking that hot shit. The Dragon on the Net at Twitter, the RRT Boxing Show, RRTB Show, RRTB Show. Kid Gallahan, Josh Warrington. I don't think, like I said, Gallahan to me, a good combination puncher. He doesn't waste his punches. I think he's probably gonna be more accurate with his punches. And Warrington is not just a sloppy motherfucker. His punches just ain't flinging out there just to hypnotize you. He's pressure, like that. He's pressure with distance and punch selection and fucking with your mind. He's a mental pressure guy as well as a physical pressure. Is Kid Gallahan slow, pinpoint present? Is he gonna be able to point a point? Is his fast hands gonna be able to sling with Warrington? Is that footwork gonna be enough to go exactly? Because you know, Kid Gallahan has good footwork when he's setting a pace, when he's fighting at a nice pace. Will he be able to move fast, go where he wants to go when Warrington is putting that mental, the pressure on him, that physical pressure? You know, it's different. It's different when fighters have to move to another fighter's rhythm. When it's their pace, Kid Gallahan can have the best footwork, the best combinations. Interesting. As of right now, you know, I'm definitely gonna have to do some more on Kid Gallahan. You know, but as of right now, we're gonna say I'm leaning with. I believe it's Leeds. You know, I believe he's the lead warrior. The Leeds. I think, like I said, I'm not a high sold on Kid Gallahan. I get shit for it. You're Mr.A. You're talking out of your arse. You know, I know it's ours, it's Ireland, but you're talking out of your ass, Mr.A. Kid Gallahan's the goods. Again, I'm sorry. You know, no mas. I'm leaning with Warrington on this one until I do some more research. Maybe I might flip it on, but hey, the RRT Boxing Show. You win some, you lose some, but you're definitely with a winner on the RRT Boxing Show. Yes, sir. Now, that being said, that is some nice little featherweight talk. Again, if you just joined the show, you could go. I don't know how long we've been talking. I don't know how long we've been doing it, but we just talked about some weekly news. We talked about was Jeff Horn and Kell Brook. Kell Brook, to me, even though it's a high ranked fight, they're both top 15 fight. To me, it might be a step back for Kell Brook. Kell Brook fighting Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn fighting Kell Brook. It's good. It's good for Jeff Horn. It's a money fight for him. Kell Brook, You know, then we moved on to Guillermo Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux needs to be calling out a name, not who anyone. And then we had a bunch of featherweight talk. 2019. Go talk about that. Bunch of featherweight talk. It's gonna be a good year for the featherweights. And now we're gonna talk about a little fight recap. And I haven't seen this fight. Hopefully, it gets put up on the internet, the World Wide Web, so I can see it. It's a good fight we should talk about. It was Fabian Maidana. Fabian Maidana now. He was campaigning. He's going back and forth between 140 and 147. He's trying to get fights, just staying busy. You know, he lost. He got his first L against a nice. I don't know if he's a journeyman, but he's definitely a veteran. You know, a fighter he should have won, should have beat in Yader Pereira. I don't know who he is. I just, according to the film study I did, I thought he should have won. But at the same time, I said they gave him this fight because Fabian Maidana hasn't been looking good ever since his the Juan fight or Pedro or someone. The guy who it was like 2 fights ago. I forgot that guy's name, but ever since that fight, he has been looking good. He's been throwing over his feet. He's been leaning. He's been leaving himself open. And I guess this Yader guy took advantage of that. So Fabian Maidana took his first L. And again, like I said, it is early. We get it. It's early in the month of January. Well, it's midpoint, actually. And it's early in the year 2019. But so far, the month disappointing fighter of the month, Fabian Maidana, headlining your brother's first major promotional Chino Promotions card. Fabian Maidana loses to a fighter he should have won. So definitely January's early winner so far of a disappointing fighter of the month. And also taking place was the Guillermo Rigondeaux knockout, which was 2019's knockout of the year. Guillermo Rigondeaux scoring his first round knockout of Giovanni Delgado. So this weekend was a lot of winners, because definitely, hey, it's only this first fight of the year, first major card. On the card, you had Caleb Plant taking on Uzxatequi. We get it to that. You had also on the undercard was like I said, it's not much of the fight. You see the Fox Sports highlights as Ibed Alabali. The guy he was ranked pretty high in the light heavyweights. John Pascal upsetted him. And to me, he looking like the same. He's throwing all power shots. You know, I saw him out there on the Mayweather channel. I guess he's in their gym training. But he hasn't looked like he slimmed down. He seemed like in better shape. But he's throwing the same hard punches. He ain't setting shit up. And that's how he lost to John Pascal. So that's just kind of disappointing to see that. You know, I like to see fresh new talent. I like to see the new limelight, whether they get beat by the rank. Right here on the RRT Boxing, we talk the rankings, we talk the belts. Come on, well, I bet had his chance. Pascal beat him. You know, and then on the highlight that card was Caleb Plant and Jose Uzxatequi. Now the reason Jose is not getting disappointing fighter of the month and fucking who do we say was disappointing fighter? I forgot. I had a brain fart. Disappointing fighter. It'll come to me, but the reason why Jose is not it is because to me he didn't seem like he was. Everyone's saying, "Oh, he seemed sluggish. He seemed off." He seemed perfectly fine to me. He seemed perfectly fine. You know, what is going on here? What is going on here? Oh, yes. There you go. Reply back to that real fast. Sorry there, folks. Now, damn, it's the rain, you know? The rain's fucking. Who did we say was the most disappointing fighter? We just said it. I said it and forgot it. You know, I wish it was something like Pot Roast, set it and forget it. I did that with my damn brain. I did it with my brain, folks. I said the most disappointing fighter, and then I just set the information and forgot it. Set it and forget it right here on the RRT Boxing Show. God damn it. Now, well, anyway, the reason why Uzxatequi is not it is because, like I said, he didn't look sluggish. He came out, he looked himself. Like I said, in a later fight when he got his second, when you saw he still had the fast hands. He was hitting Killer Plant with some good shots. It was a good fight. Now, people are a little surprised that Caleb Plant kind of dominated. I'm not really too surprised. The fight, if you have not seen the Caleb Plant and Jose Uzxatequi prediction and breakdown volume right here on the RRT Boxing Show, go check it out. The fight went kind of exactly how the show uh, played out, except for the 11th round knockout. Caleb Plant was doing his little cockiness. He got booed because he was moving. And when the pressure got too much in the later rounds, he just grabbed on like I said he was. He was going to do his body work, you know, because I said he's going to move around, he's going to stick the shots, and he's going to get booed for it. Now, no one predicted a two knockdowns, but I did predict a body shot knockout. That was just funny. I just thought, like I said, he's going to move around, he's going to work the body, he's going to hold him when Uzxatequi gets too much pressure on him. And then from all the body work he's going to be doing throughout the fight, which he was doing that good body stab, I thought he was going to knock him out with the body in like 11th round. But Jose got that second win, and it's always a dangerous moment, and that's usually when fights usually do change, is when that fighter gets his first second win, and the second fighter B, who's not needing his second win, but his first win is like on the 50, but he's still hanging with them, but his shots are losing. It's like, shit, you still put competitive rounds, but you could tell that what's going to happen like the next two rounds, and that's what happened. Like in round 6, I thought it's because I only gave Jose 2 rounds in that fight. I believe round 6 was one of them. It was a competitive round. Round 5 was dominated by Caleb Plant's jab. That's when Caleb Plant really started, meeting his break. Caleb Plant, he was like tripling the jab, doubling the jab, quadrupling the jab. He was doing a straight jab, bending down. He was doing the Andre Ward jab. You know Andre Ward when he crouches and jabs up. You know, Caleb Plant was doing that jab. Like I said, and these jabs were double, triple, quadruple jabs. You could tell he was so tired, but he still was circling them with those jabs. But that was in round 5. In round 6, Uzxatequi got that second win, and that jab couldn't keep him away. And just the pressure, and it's at 7, 8, and 9 competitive rounds. I just still give it to Plant, but you could see that Uzxatequi was there. Plant was on point, got gassed out. Now it makes me wonder. So that's why I give Caleb Plant a good ass victory. Caleb Plant, if since that he is a champion, this is Ready Talk Boxing Show. We're gonna talk Caleb Plant. And we definitely, like I said, if you're a new viewer and you somehow stumbled across this show live, thank you. And if you a viewer, a subscriber, and you're already here, you know we talked about Caleb Plant. You know how we saw this coming. Him and Rocky Fielding, we saw those two guys get in this moment. Fielding took his money, got his moment. Plant got his money, his moment, everything. Now, let's just talk boxing talk for Plant. He looked good, on point, skills-wise. Now, he has that body mechanism, body aura, that when he gets fatigued, he might get fucked up. He was taking some shots well, but, he kind of looked like he might have that Amir Khan to him. Like, the hit won't be dangerous, but he was looking a little fatigued in his movements, the way he was hunching. His face was bruised up pretty good and busted, but that's the only thing I worry about him. he might get knocked out, and it's not necessarily a hit that's really doing him damage or doing him in. It's the hit with fatigueness. I think that might be a deadly downfall for Caleb Plant. Now, if he could get his fatigue in, now again, his even his own trainer, his corner was saying, "Dude, you need to slow it down. You're kind of setting a fast pace for yourself." So it's definitely something they are aware of, and they saw it taking place right before their eyes, and they could adjust it. So it's nothing to be too uh, alerted by, too worried about. Like I said, we're just talking boxing, you know. So, like I said, the trainer said it right there during the fight, during the interview. He said, I don't like his pace. He said when I'm trying to get him to slow him down. So that's cool. Now, at 168, they had Anthony Durrell doing commentating, you know. And of course, Anthony Durrell, I believe, is fighting in February, maybe early March, middle February, but he's fighting Advini Yardirim. Obviously, everyone knows him. Like I said, even though this dude lost in the WBSS, got a pretty good ass whooping too by Chris Eubanks. He's more of a star than Chris Eubanks to me in the boxing world. You know, yeah, Chris Eubanks has his little fans, blah, blah, blah. But look at this. Yardirim is getting a title shot. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe there's a story out there that something with the Eubanks, they did something with the WBC. No, he's ranked number 4, but I don't know why he didn't get this shot. I don't know why he didn't get that shot. You know, but Yardirim is getting the shot. Well, he's definitely been more active than Eubanks since that loss. He's been winning more. So Durrell is getting that 168 shot. Both beat PBC fighters. And like I said, and that is, I believe, next month. So that could definitely be a unification midsummer, definitely mid-year. So you got, like, this is the World Boxing Super Series. This is the championship weight. Herberto Ramirez moving up. Supposedly, you know, he just beat Jesse Hart again. Now, if he does move up and that belt becomes vacant, you're gonna have a Jesse Hart most likely getting a vacant title shot. And will he fight the number 1 Shifat Isjufi? I think that dude's gonna get mopped. I don't see anything special about Shifat. He's been climbing the rankings in the last year and a half. He's been climbing it pretty well. Like I said, he was supposed to fight Vincent Bunts. Shifat was supposed to fight Vincent Bunts for the final eliminator, because they were supposed to fight while Ramirez and Hart was doing the rematch, but the negotiations was taking place. And Bunts is fighting, I think, in March. He's fighting someone for like a GBU middleweight. He bitched out, and he got that high of a ranking, and he had his shot against Shifat Isjufi. He must have been scared of Jesse Hart or Roberto Ramirez. I think he beats Isjufi. I think Caleb Plant could beat Isjufi. Jesse Hart and Caleb Plant. Caleb Smith just might be able to hold this division down. But don't forget, folks, don't forget the Golden Goose who just moved up there, folks. Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now, it's a fat chance in hell that Caleb Plant's gonna get some type of fight with him. Fat chance in hell, you know, unless they somehow. You figure, is Canelo really gonna hold down the WBA regular title and somehow act like and turn that into the belt? You know, is he just gonna fucking shit and shine over Caleb Smith? Like, you won a tournament for that belt. I came out and beat Rocky Fielding, and I'm the 168 champion. You know, because obviously he has the name. He's gonna be holding down a belt. You know, Caleb Smith can fight him. I'm saying, like, really, realistically, what's out here for Caleb Smith? The rematch, of course, for IBF, Peter Quillen. What? Tell me that would not be a nice title defense. Okay, wait a minute. We'll play this game. Let's play this game. Let's play this game. Yes, folks. Right here on the RRT Boxing Show, we're going to play what's out there for Caleb Plant. What is out there? Thank you for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up. And if you're watching this on the replay and somehow stumbled across the show for the first time, subscribe, why don't you? Go on ahead, join the crowd, and let's talk about this Caleb Plant for shits and giggles, for that ready talk boxing. What's out there for him? So now you know when you beat the champion, you automatically get a voluntary defense. Now, again, this is assuming that there is not an immediate rematch. So a voluntary defense must be within the top 15. And let's go over the top 15 right here on the RRT Boxing Show. Top 15, super middleweight, 168 pounds, the IBF, with new champion, Caleb Plant. Number 15, Jalen Love, straight out the gate. Straight out the gate. Is that not the perfect voluntary defense? Is it? Normally I don't like to see Jalen Love. I think he shits the show. He puts on a boring show. I think he's too safe. But Jalen Love and Caleb Plant. You got your champ taking on a 15 in Tennessee. A nice voluntary defense. Just saying. Number 14, Rohan Murdoch. I am not aware who that is. I have to educate myself because that's what we do. And Caleb Plant I'm a fan, so I'm going to have to definitely educate myself on the IBF list. Number 13, Jurgen Berman. Gutsy fucking fight. That is a Arkham Asylum two-faced coin right there. You don't know. That could be dangerous. Caleb Plant could outbox him, but that's that cagey veteran. John Ryder, number 12. That'd be interesting. Valdemar Shinsky. I don't believe that's that. Is that the Indian that top rank signed? Or is that Vinji? Is that him? I'm not too sure, guys. Leave me a comment down below. I think that might be. Is that the... Damn it, I forgot. I don't feel like super going to go search that shit out because it's not really that important. We'll find out who he is. Number 10, Baila Akawa. He just fought on a Golden Boy card. I've been trying to fight him, but his fights, they're always on the undercard, and they never put him up. They never, somehow, whether it's on the Facebook watch, and his fights never get put up. But still, being that's Golden Boy, I don't think Caleb Plant's going to get an opportunity to fight him. Zach Parker. I just seen Zach Parker on some UK card. Looks pretty decent. Now, again, these are Caleb Plant's possible voluntary defense for his first title. Thank you for tuning in. Again, out the gate was number 15, Jalen Love. How about number 8? Andre Durrell. You got number 7, Arthur Abraham. Number 6, Caleb Truax. Number 5, Fedor Chidionov. That's a pretty good fight. Pretty interesting. Number 4, Quinlan. Number 3, Figgin Bunts. Now, Figgin Bunts, again, he ran from the WBO. So they dropped his ass. Here he is in the IBF at number 3. Caleb Plant was number 2. He's now number champion. Number 1's vacant. You know how the IBF do it. The IBF number 1 and number 2s are always vacated. They do eliminators for those 2 spots. Vincent's number 3, Quillen's number 4. Somehow either those 2 guys are gonna fight, or that just might be Caleb Plant big fight for 2019. Peter Quillen. Because to me, I'm thinking if it's not an immediate rematch, I think his first voluntary defense is going to be Jay Leon Love, possible runner-up with Caleb Truax. PBC connections, very winnable fights, very winnable first title defense. But I'm going with Jay Leon Love under Mayweather Promotions. And then he might get so that might be in Vegas. Then he might get a hometown fight with Caleb Truax in Tennessee. And then finish out the year, he's either going to fight Peter Quillen or probably the rematch of Jose by this time. But so if there's no rematch, he's gonna unify with the winner of Anthony Durrell or Yardeman. But I'm pretty sure Jose is probably going to. So I'm saying his voluntary is going to be Jay Leon Love. Then the rematch of Jose. And you do the rematch in Tennessee, do you? Very, very interesting. But at 168, like I said, it's Herberto Ramirez, man. I think that's going. Him and Caleb Plant, I think, will be a fucking dangerous fight. Because I said Caleb Plant, the dude's good, but I saw him get. I never seen him get gassed out like that, and that's gonna be very interesting. Very interesting to see. Again, that was his toughest competition. He set a fast pace. Like I said, it's something they're very aware of. They're aware of it in the fight. They could change that. And that is that, folks. Thank you for tuning in. I am your host, Mr.A. To all those who are tuned in live, hit that thumbs up. To all those who watch it on the replay, subscribe if you're a new viewer. Hit the thumbs up also. And if you're already subscribed, hit the thumbs up. Weekly news recap. We talked about Caleb Plant. Coming up next week, folks. Coming up next week. We could dive into that real fast. Because, the 18th is a doubleheader. It's, leave a comment down below because this will be talked about in the next episode coming up shortly. The 18th, we have that double. It's going head to head. We got Brian Jennings versus Oscar Rivas. And then we got Demetrius Andrade taking on Alter Akalov. ESPN Plus, The Zone. Who do you got? Next episode of the RRT Boxing Show. I am your host, Mr. A. Thank you for tuning in. And subscribe, do all that good stuff we talked about.